Ching, 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 ching. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Pre-Market Show. We have a jam-packed show for you today. Without further ado, let's get over to the show. All right, it is Thursday, the 23rd of July, 2026. We have a live chat. So if you're with us today and you're live, please feel free to let yourself be known in the live chat. Just pop your comments, feedback, suggestions, anything you have in the live chat. And that's the advantage of us being live today. We have a special show today. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get our extra special guest on today due to some scheduling conflicts, but those things happen. We'll see about getting, see if we can get James Garis of Macro Markets Group on the show in the coming weeks. But these sorts of things happen. And I guess it's a good example of planning for the best and preparing for the best. And then whatever the market throws our way, being able to shift, pivot, and adjust accordingly. So we're going to cover a few things. First things first, I do want to say a special thank you to everybody who has taken the time to join us today. We got a little bit of music as well. Put on some music in the background for us to groove to, have a little bit of some positive vibes. And one thing I think we wanted to cover today was oil. So oil is the topic of conversation, and I think it's appropriate that we start off with oil first because it is now finally behaving better. When people least expected it, we've gotten a very nice move in WTI. Let's look at the crude oil futures here. So in the last month, oil is up 22%, despite everybody thinking that oil is going to trade abysmally, shambolically, and terribly. Oil is finally starting to wake up, and we have a few theories about that. So we'll cover that in a little bit. We also have a couple comments here from the live chat. Looks like we have Sahid Adigbiti. Sahid, options trader in the office today, reporting for duty. Thank you very much, Sahid. Sahid has his own trading community as well. Really positive group of traders, and always happy to have Sahid on the show. I really love his last name, Adigbite. Really, really great having Sahid. So let us know if you are doing any trades today. I know we have a few earnings who have been announced yesterday after hours, and then we also had some announcements this morning. We had a few little, I think it was Nokia this morning, for example, that announced their earnings. So we can have a look at some of those a little bit later on. Over there in CTI land, looks like we have Jackie Kumar in the office reporting for duty as well. Mandela in the house coming from Kalulu. Dominic is saying, hi. Brian Walsh, one of our favorites, is also reporting for duty at the trading desk. Make sure you pick up your complimentary beverage from our canteen. ABKRCH is also in the office. And of course, Enoch. We haven't seen Enoch in a while. So welcome back to the office, Enoch. Hopefully your holiday was enjoyable. I'm assuming you're on holiday. I think you got approval to have a few days off. So let's kick it off with oil. Oil has all of a sudden become the best performing asset class. Energy's starting to wake up. A nice, easy way to do that. Have a look over at our friends at FinViz. And then I believe it's called, is it groups? Let's try that. And then the 1 day winner, the 1 week winner. You see a theme here, guys and girls. So in the last 30 days, energy, which includes oil, is up almost 10%. In the last week, more than 6%. And yesterday, it was the winner again on a down day for tech stocks. Energy is starting to come back to life. So we have a bit of a theory here. When everybody was saying that oil is going to go to the moon, it didn't. And when everybody is now saying oil is not the way to play it, it's starting to react really well. So around here, there was an article published by the good old-fashioned Economist. The Economist magazine published an article saying, oil needs to go higher. Oil is going to go to the moon. Get into oil. And that was on this day. And what I think happened was the real OG oil traders saw that article and they thought, okay, if the Economist is calling for oil to go higher and we are overextended on the long side to oil, let's cut back. Let's cut back some of our position. And that was the top. And then, believe it or not, the Economist posted an apology saying, sorry, we were wrong. We actually, we got it wrong. We thought oil was going to go higher, but it's actually going to go lower. And we were wrong. And they posted that second article at the bottom tick of crude oil. So you can't make this stuff up. They called oil going down here. They called oil going up here. We can have a look at the article itself if you want to, if you're playing along at home. It's just for fun. And I think it's just a reminder that the market is made up of people. This happens to all of us, where there are some times when we get it right, and there are also some times where we top ticket and we bottom ticket. So this was the article, the first article. So the cover of The Economist on, I don't know if you can see that there, May 2nd to 8th article, and it says, why oil prices are not yet high enough. So they're basically looking for oil to continue going to the moon, essentially. And then if we fast forward here, this was the apology. And the apology was sent out July 2nd. And they basically said, look, we was wrong about oil. So top ticked it at $110 and then apologized at the lows. So just a reminder, the markets are made up of people just like us. And maybe the next time you see widely published publication such as The Economist telling you a direction of an asset, perhaps that is the consensus view, and that is probably not going to work. Anybody who tried to follow the Economist's advice here would have been badly mistaken. So have a look at oil chart if you're interested in looking at this further. From the first article was it was published on May 2nd near the highs, and then the apology was published on July 2nd. It's just, I guess, just another way to kind of look at the market, and you can see this I'm sorry we were wrong, July 2nd here was pretty much the bottom tick when they apologized, and I doubt that it was a coincidence. That's all I'm gonna say. I doubt that it's a coincidence. All right, so tomorrow we're gonna be doing a special episode with Andrew. We'll be talking about Bitcoin. So today we're gonna not talk about Bitcoin today. We'll leave that conversation for tomorrow's episode, and we'll go through kind of where we saw Bitcoin last week and how it's moved into this week. But if you're just new to the show, or you're just tuning in to us here, we call this the pre-market show. We do these each and every Thursday and Friday for your viewing pleasure. We do have a duck race as well, so if you'd like to have a chance to enter for a prize, please click on the QR code or scan the QR code in the top left corner of the screen. Up there, you can get entered into the prize giveaway today. There's also a link in the live chat if you want to have a look at that. And that's just an easy way to enter. So we'll be giving away an account for $5,000 courtesy of our sponsors today, City Traders Imperium. So I'm getting a comment here. Is it common for The Economist to be wrong? Yes, it is. So we have a little table here that we've pulled together. So March 1999, the cover of The Economist read, "Drowning in oil." They predicted that oil prices, which were then $10 a barrel, would stay low or fall further. The result was that was the generational bottom, and prices tripled within 2 years from there. July 2003, Economist cover headline read, "The end of the oil age. suggested oil was becoming obsolete and overpriced. And then we had a commodity super cycle, and oil went back up to 147 a barrel. And in 2008, their headline was The Great Oil Surge, and they discussed why prices were headed towards 200. That was the top. And from that point on, there was a 70% crash. So just be wary. I think, we have a abundance of information now. You can get confused and contradictory information from various sources. So I always say trust but verify. Actually, that doesn't come from me. That's from my wife. You trust, but you verify. And that's just another example of the trust but verify sort of scenario. So let's have a look at some charts this morning. We already covered oil, but we can cover that again. Let's do the segment that we like to call Chatting Charts. Let's try that again. The segment that we like to call Chatting Charts. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, nice little move here. So, I believe it was... let's move this out the way. Okay. So the Economist article came out somewhere around here saying oil's going a lot higher. And then their apology was July 2nd, which was the actual bottom here. So yeah, nice little move here. We did have a little bit of a side bet. Andrew and I, we do a little side bet during the shows. So that was great, a great call on Friday, the 22nd of May. I will ask Andrew if he knew the Economist was bullish oil, because we like to be contrarian. When everybody says oil should go up, we want to be on the other side of that. So we've come right back, approaching $90 on the futures market. And you know what we'll do now? We're going to actually let's do a poll. So if you are in the live chat, type number 1 if you think that WTI oil will finish today above $88 a barrel. And type the number 2 in the live chat if you think that crude oil is going to finish the day below 88. You don't need to put any other, you don't need to say above, you don't need to say below. Just type the number 1 or the number 2, and it will automatically register for our pool, just to see how people are thinking today. I know a lot of people don't normally trade oil, but I think it's very topical here, and it's when everybody loved it, it went down. When nobody thinks it's going to go up and people think it's not going to work and it doesn't make sense, that's when it works. That's the game we're playing here, folks. So we're gonna give you another. Let's do 3 minutes. So look at the top right. 3 minutes to enter the prize giveaway, and then we will be giving away a prize for $5,000 account. And also, we'll actually throw in there an account for our private trading community. We call it the Investing Galaxy Explore, Analyze, Prosper. So it's a group of like-minded traders, investors of various different experience levels. So we'll also include a prize to a 1 month free subscription to our very own Investing Galaxy to the lucky winner. So 2 minutes. Just over 2 minutes left to enter if you haven't done so. We actually got some feedback from one of our most loyal listeners, watchers, who said, we love the prize giveaway. We love the duck race. If your duck starts out in front at the start of the race, then it's probably going to finish last. If it starts out in last at the start of the race, it's probably going to do pretty well. But the other feedback was the form. The application form is a little bit cumbersome. So we are working on it. We do have a very sort of basic form here. Reminder that it's only 1 entry per person. You can only win once every 30 days. And you have to post on one of your Insta or X accounts that you've won, and then you'll get contacted. But there are a few questions in here just to help us to kind of gauge who's watching. So we'll see. We'll see. If you do have any feedback for us, as always, just reach out. I mean, we're very kind and understanding individuals. So if you think the form needs to be a little bit shorter, please let us know. We'll be happy to make that change for you. All right. So we got about a minute left until the doc race. So before we do that, we'll just remind everybody that we are going to be doing a live trading session today. So after this live finishes, for members of our Investing Galaxy and all the members of our community, we will be doing a live trading session, streaming live here on YouTube. So we'll be covering the open and looking at the broader market. We can actually have a look at some of these price levels today and let you know what we're looking at just to prepare you for today's open. It's been a very sort of tight ranged market, not a lot of opportunities. If we look here at the S&P very quickly, this is NASDAQ, sorry. The nasty NASDAQ, it was consolidating here in this very narrow range. We finally had a bit of a breakout. So we broke out of this sort of consolidation, almost did a retest to the T, and now we're back below the range again. So I think this could be a little bit of an opportunity coming up today. Potentially, we do have a 92% chance of a trend day. So on our for our members, we have a trend day algorithm, and today there is a 92% chance that we get a nice trendable, tradable day today. The algorithm doesn't tell us if it's going to be a bullish trend day or a bearish trend day, but it tells us that there's a 92% chance today of a trend day. So take that as you may. Possible trend day today. So thank you for your comment here from Ethos Trade. Just a reminder, please only type 1 because what it's going to do is it's only going to pull the number 1. So if you add wording, verbiage after, it's going to have a problem with that. So if you wouldn't mind, just type the number 1, hit enter, and it will be it will be accepted. But it says, looks like looking at above, watching from DXB Airport on the way to Nigeria. Shout out to Nigeria. Big shouts going out to Nigeria. Thank you very much. So Ethos Trade is locked and loaded today. There we go. We got it. We got it sorted. All right, so it's time now for the prize giveaway, everybody. So I'm going to take this down and we're going to pull everybody's name over. Looks like we have a total of, let's refresh. So today we have a total of 12 people. Thank you very much. We're going to use everybody's YouTube name. So it looks like we have Jackie Kumar, we have Sahid, we have Lord Gratis, we have Abkash, we have Doms, Hellboy, Brian Walsh, Enoch, Mark Patterson, My FX Note, Raz is in the place to be, and also Fanny is also with us as well. So here we go. Thank you very much, everybody. Trying to keep the energy levels high today. I was a little saddened. We got a message from James Garis out of Macro Markets Group saying, unfortunately, he was unable to join us today. But like I said, these things happen from time to time, and we kind of just go with it. So let's get our doc start ready to go. We're gonna go here. We're gonna enter everybody's name who has entered in time. There we go. Let's hit done. And thank you very much. Make sure you report to the starting line, everybody. We are about to have a duck race. Let's do 4 minutes. 4-minute duck race. Okay. There we go. All right, everybody. Let's have a clean race. May the best duck win. On your marks. Get set. Go. Okay, so we'll come back to this a little bit later, everybody. So just a little tidbit from one of our professional duck racers. We were told whoever starts out in front usually has a hard time towards the back end of the race. So just a little tidbit. Doesn't happen every single time, but I think it's good to know. All right, so we have. Let's see what we got here. Okay. So put back on the music for a minute. And then we're going to have a look at some charts. So today, what are we trading today? Let's look back at NASDAQ. So we talked a little bit about the NASDAQ here. Looking like we're getting some weakness here. So we're seeing what I would call a possible rotation here. So rotation meaning some cashing in of some profits in tech. So that's obviously NASDAQ, and then also specifically some AI stocks. And that's, I think, very clear from this sort of rounded top, where at the very least, I think we can all agree that we're no longer going straight up as we were from sort of April 1st, which was April Fool's Day. So if we kind of draw a bit of a rounded top here, that's kind of what we're seeing. Today, we're getting some more weakness. NASDAQ's down about 1% in pre-market. That's good to know. We have a previous all-time high down here that we could see as potential support. That was all-time high back on Wednesday, the 29th of October, 2025. So potential downside target. I ask, if you are a trader, then what is your time horizon? How does your account look if we do get a pullback further low? I know a lot of people trade day to day or week to week. That's another 8% to the downside if we kind of retest those all-time highs from the end of last year, sort of thing. And then overall pullback on the nasty NASDAQ would be somewhere around 14%-ish. Maybe we go a little lower. That would be about a 15% move down from the highs. So just something to be aware of. We got oil here back above 90 on NYMEX, and then Brent is almost near 100. So we talked a bit about the economist effect, and it's like, you know, when everybody loves oil, it does the opposite. And when everybody hates oil, it does the opposite. Similar to, I think, what's happening with tech. When everybody hates it, it goes up. And this was basically right in the sort of the crux of the war with Iran. This was the day here when oil was up 20% and NASDAQ finished up for the day. Pretty much since then, it's been a nice short squeeze all the way to new all-time highs. And now we're starting to see a little bit of this consolidation. So today could be an interesting day. Starting off pre-market down more than 1% on the nasty NASDAQ. If we look at, for example, ES, so S&P futures, similar sort of story. I think we all can agree it's having some lower highs, and we're seeing a little bit of a consolidation. We could probably draw something similar to what we have on the NASDAQ here as well. So just a simple sort of support, just getting my crayons out and just chucking it up there just for illustrative purposes only. So I think eventually we get out. It's been get out of this sort of sideways motion. It's been a little bit of I guess you could call it a Bermuda Triangle. So the Bermuda Triangle has really been in full effect here. Oh, winner here, Brian Walsh. I didn't even realize. Lucky number 7. Congratulations, Brian, on winning your account with City Traders Imperium. So let's give a nice round of applause to Brian Walsh here. Very well done. I was actually getting a little bit carried away on the charts myself, so apologies there. Catching it just at the finish. Very well done, Brian. And a special thank you to everybody who did join and who did enter today's race, cruising down the Thames to collect his prize. Brian Walsh, lucky number 7, is the winner of today's prize giveaway. Very well done. Very well done. All right. So, Brian, just let us know how your trading goes once you get the keys to your account, which should be within a few days. CTI will be providing you with your account information, your credentials, login, password, etc. So back to S&P here. Sideways motion. It's a very sort of boring time here, very difficult time if you are more of a swing trader. You have to kind of pick your spots. But this is sometimes what we see in the summer. So it would be interesting to see if we get a nice little move here. We like to trade the volatility. So if we can get a nice move, we'll be ready and willing to take that on. Gold as well. So gold started trading a little bit better. We have, where is it here? There we go. I love gold. I love gold. Gold's been trading a little bit better recently. Let's see, it's down today. Let's see here. Okay. So yeah, it's down today. I know everybody likes the 5-minute charts, 15-minute charts, 1-hour charts. This is actually a daily chart on gold. So we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 up days consecutively in gold. Is this just a little bit of a false up move? We'll see down about 1.6% so far in pre-market today. So let's see how we finish off the day. And silver has also been trading quite well. Also, I know a lot of our viewers like silver as well. So similar story, 1, 2, 3, 4 up days on the daily chart. And today giving back some of that, some of those profits from the last 2 days. So we'll watch that as well. We'll be watching this very closely over the next few days, but it has definitely been performing better. Tomorrow we will speak about Bitcoin in a little bit more detail when we have Andrew on the show. So looks like we're getting a few more votes here. So it looks like 100% of the votes are saying oil higher, oil higher. That's good. I'm getting another comment here asking, is there any truth to this economist, inverse negative indicator? So we have a little bit of a synopsis here for you all. So basically, it's tracked the last 25 years of the Economist covers to test the efficiency as a contrarian signal. So going back 25 years to see if the Economist says something's going up, has the something done the opposite and going down. So the study found that if you were to trade in the opposite direction of the directional Economist cover, you would generate a mean return of approximately 10% over the following 12 months. Now, by no means is this a strategy that you should just trade blindly, but it's something I think worth mentioning here. And I think everybody I spoke to anyway was bullish oil around the time that the Economist cover came out. So it kind of goes to show that the market is not going to automatically follow the consensus. In many cases, whatever's accepted as obvious and logical oftentimes doesn't work. So what's obvious doesn't work, or what's obvious will obviously not work. And oil was a great example of that. And the Economist fell into that trap. Time frame of reversals, the reversal typically begins within weeks of the publication. So with the oil, it happened on the day. I think the oil traders were seeing the Economist cover, looking at their book and seeing that they were long oil. And they thought, okay, Economist is saying higher oil. Let's par back some of these gains. Let's cash in some of this profit on the table. Maybe not the only catalyst, but it ended up being to the day. And then Vogue hypothesis, the indicator works because for a specialized financial topic like oil, for example, for them to reach the cover of a general interest magazine, the trend must be so mature that it has achieved mainstream exhaustion. By the time an editor is comfortable calling for higher prices, the sentiment is often at an extreme. So that makes perfect sense to me. Like we said, everybody and their grandmother was calling for higher oil. So The Economist, which is a mainstream publication, felt like they had a sure thing. And that's exactly what happened. So we're gonna wrap it up now and get ready to do our live trading session in a minute. We did have some earnings, which we talked about. I know some people who trade Forex are gonna tune out right now, so you can feel free to go refresh your drink or go speak to some work colleagues if you're in the office and you don't trade earnings. But we did have earnings out of Tesla last night. So Tesla earnings were a bit mixed. Alphabet as well, also known as Google, or the parent company of Google, had good earnings, but they are spending a lot of money, more than forecast previously, on this AI business, AI build out. So we'll look at that probably tomorrow a little bit. But ServiceNow as well, which is, I guess, arguably a software company, actually did pretty well after earnings. We can have a look at that as well. IBM did a little bit of a pre-earnings to try and soften the blow of some potentially negative earnings. So they actually moved up last night after earnings. And then Texas Instruments also announced last night. I believe the earnings were in line, more or less, and then the stock moved down. This morning, we had Nokia, and then tonight, we got Intel. It's in the portfolio of President Donald Trump. The Trump administration is a shareholder. And also one that you probably haven't heard of, but it is a semiconductor name, MXL, so that's Mike X-Ray Lima. They're announcing after the close, and I guess we can throw in there Newmont. Doesn't tend to move after earnings, but it is a gold miner, and that's one that we're also going to be keep our eyes peeled on. All right, that's us for today. Looks like from our poll, everybody seems to be fairly bullish on oil today. So let's see, is this going to be an economist all over again? I don't know. I think I like to think our viewers are a little bit more locked in and a little more savvy than the average person. So we'll leave it there. Thank you again, everybody, for watching our show today. As always, please make sure to smash the like button. It helps the algorithm. It helps to keep us on these shows as well. Special thank you to all of our guests. Unfortunately, like we said, James Garis from Macro Markets Group wasn't able to join us today, but we'll still shout out Macro Markets today. Nevertheless, they have a platform called The Terminal. So have a look at The Terminal. We have links down in the description to this video. You can have a look at The Terminal for all your trading needs. Also, previous guests, Sahid Adigbite was also a previous guest. Check out his previous episode on earnings, how to trade earnings, and the best way to approach earnings. And we've had a slew of guests. We've had Oleg, we've had Terry K, we've had Jalen. If I'm forgetting some names, it's because I don't write anything down. I just spit off the top. Just let it flow. Let it go. Tomorrow, we will be live with Andrew talking about Bitcoin and where it's headed next. Crypto is finally starting to move and outperform and trade well, finally. And we'll be giving all our insights for that tomorrow. So from all of us here at Signature FX, I want to say a very special thank you again for tuning in. Like I said, if you'd like to join our live trading, we will be live streaming in less than 30 minutes. We'll be trading the New York Open for all of you who are interested in seeing our thoughts and trade with us, trade alongside us. We'll be happy to have you with us in about 30 minutes time. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. As always, remember, we're in this for the long term. We're not going to be right every time, but we want a strategy that is going to make us money over time. If you'd like to reach out to us, please feel free. We're always ready and willing to help and to listen. We have a trading community where we're happy to welcome you with open arms. And it's about sharing the information. I don't know everything. I don't have the answers to everything. Each and every day I'm learning from other people just like you. I think it's important to have mentors and to also have people that are going to guide you through your trading journey. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And until next time, happy trading.